Hi everyone, are we live? Yes, are we live? Hello? Students, can you see me, hear me? If it is a yes, do let me know in the chat section, guys. Hi people. Yes, so I think we are live. Hi students, welcome to the class. I hope I'm perfectly audible and visible to you. Hi Geeta, Ankita, Dolly, Rahul, Mohammad Ashraf, and once again Dolly, Imagination. I think today's class is going to be amazing. Of course, yeah, today's class is actually going to be amazing. First of all, welcome everyone. Welcome to Unacademy NEET English. It's me, your biology educator Ambika Sharma, and the chapter that we are going to start today is also a very interesting and a very important chapter. Okay, so finally you people were requesting for a dedicated batch on YouTube, right bache? So here we are, as per your demand, we have started it, and today we are going to talk about the cell cycle and cell division. Okay, so one of the most important chapters. It is actually one of the most important chapters. Why, bache? Because if the basics of cell cycle and cell division is clear, that is going to help you in chapter human reproduction to understand gametogenesis. That is also helpful for you to understand the genetics. Okay, okay. So welcome to the class, guys. Welcome to the class. So if you're new to the class, you know that what you have to do, just subscribe to our channel, hit the like button as well. So Sudha, Shweta, Khatija, Nitya, Motivational Club, right? Welcome Selvi, right? So let's start the class. So tell me, what do you know about this particular chapter? Cell cycle and cell division. What do you know about this particular chapter? I'm doing well, bache. Thank you so much for asking. So now answer the doubts, answer the questions also. See, actually, you know what is the problem on YouTube now? The classes cannot be as interactive as they are on our platform, because on platform we can ask questions from the students. Just say, I'll give you the example of today's lecture. In today's lecture, I just gave them a question that answer blood clotting, right? Write down the mechanism, that cascade of blood clotting, and send the pictures to me in our doubt panel, right? So we can ask our students the questions and they can send that answers. Either they can type or they can just upload the pictures. So in that way, you know, interaction is very amazing on the platform, and on YouTube we don't interact that much because sometimes spammers are there. Sometimes students, they don't understand they don't answer the questions that frequently. Okay, bache. So still, I'll say that if you guys are very serious about your NEET 2025 preparation, so you know that the Phoenix 3.0 batch is there for you, and this is your amazing team that is going to guide you, that is going to coach you. So we know what to deliver. We know from where the paper is going to come. We know how to train our students so that they can master their NCERT, they can master their NEET syllabus. Okay, so without wasting any time, in the description box itself there is a link, guys. Okay, so you can check the description box of this particular video. Here you people can see this is the link. Click on that link, bache, and be the part of the batch. Okay, even if you are preparing for NEET 2026, Nimbus 2.0 batch is there for you. Okay, Nimbus 2.0 batch is also there for you. So do not waste your time and join the batch so that, you know, we can have that decorum in our classes in which we are quite serious. We know what to discuss, and you know that when you know that next day teacher is going to ask the questions, teacher has given us the homework, then automatically you will have that sincerity. Okay, you will have that sincerity. So finally, we have started this new series, bache. Okay, we have started this new series, and here we will complete our syllabus. So why am I starting with this particular chapter? It's not like that it is my favorite chapter. Yes, it is one of the most important chapters, and I can say it is a very good chapter. Concepts are there, but why am I starting my class with this particular chapter? Let's talk about the syllabus, and I'll tell you what are we going to do in the biology, right? So from last 2 weeks I was not keeping well. That is why, you know, I was not able to take your lectures properly, but now I'm fine, and I believe that I'll continue the lectures. Okay, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, for 4 days I'll be taking your classes. Okay, if we'll finish the chapter, we will have the question practice also. But for that, what you have to do, I want you people to be consistent. If consistently you will attend the classes, if consistently you will, you know, answer the questions, if you will maintain the decorum here on the YouTube as well, right? So trust me guys, we'll complete our syllabus properly. Okay, we are going to complete our syllabus properly. So as I said, I'm repeating this again, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'll be taking your classes, and if required, right, obviously we can shuffle the days, right? So my slot will be that 12 p.m. Okay, so at 12 p.m. hopefully I will take your classes, right? So now, what about other chapters, like the chapters Living World, the biological classification, plant kingdom, animal kingdom, we will cater that also. So as of now, let's start with this particular chapter, cell cycle and cell division. Because bache, here in this chapter we'll talk about division. We'll see that how do we grow, right, from a single cell, from a single celled organism, from a single cell zygote, how are we going to become a multicellular organism? So when you understand this concept now, you will be able to relate. Okay, you will be able to relate. That is why I'm picking up this chapter. Secondly, as I said, this chapter is the most important chapter, and in the NEET paper you guys can expect 4 to 5 questions from this chapter only, right bache? 4 to 5 questions from this chapter only. And you know that if 4 questions will come means 16 marks, 5 questions will come means 20 marks, and it is purely conceptual. If your concepts are clear, then you just need to revise it like this, and it's done. It will be done and dusted, right? Then this chapter will be done and dusted. So 4 to 5 questions can come. So we have a unit. In that unit, cell, the basic unit of life, cell cycle and cell division, and biomolecules. These 3 chapters are there in one unit, and we are going to pick this one, and after completing it, we will move to the biomolecules. What say guys? So are you in for the chapter biomolecules? Tell me, are you in for the chapter biomolecules? Yes? For the chapter biomolecule, after cell cycle and cell division? Chalo, you can tell me this thing in the comment section as well. Chalo. So let's start the chapter. Let's start this cell cycle and cell division part. Okay, let's start this cell cycle and cell division part. So as I said, students, we all are developed from a single cell, and that is your zygote. I'll be starting from the basics. Okay, I'm going to start from the basics. So please pay attention. So we all develop from this single cell, that is zygote, right bache? And this single cell zygote, it is a totipotent cell. What kind of cell it is? It is a totipotent cell. Now ma'am, what is the meaning of being a totipotent cell? Which word I'm using here? Totipotent. Actually bache, there is a property, right? Cellular totipotency. Please listen to me carefully. I will relate everything, right? We are learning biology, not one single chapter, but we are learning biology. So we will relate the thing. So please pay attention. So what's the word that I'm using? I'm using the word cellular totipotency. What is the meaning of cellular totipotency, bache? It is the ability. It is the ability of a single cell to grow into a complete individual. Okay, it is the ability of a single cell to grow into a complete individual. That is what cellular totipotency is, right? That a single cell is that capable that from that single cell a complete organism can develop. So from the single cell, right, from the single cell our Chintu will develop. Okay, who's going to develop from the single cell? Our Chintu will develop from the single cell. Bache, this is the cellular totipotency, right? The ability of a single cell. And our zygote is a totipotent cell. Okay, so ultimately how this single cell will grow into a multicellular organism? The division will be there. Right, the division will be there. Like in your lower classes, you might have studied zygote. It will undergo division, the 2 blastomere, then 4 blastomere stage, 8 blastomere stage, 16, 32, like this, right? So basically single cell will divide. It will form 2 cells, then 4 cells, then 8 cells, then 16, like this. The division will be there, right? Like this, the division will be there. So a single celled organism will keep on dividing, will form multicellular structures, right bache? Will divide, divide and divide, will form multicellular structures, right bache? And finally will develop into the organism. So this is what we know. So you can see even from the start of the life how important is the division, right? Can I say so? Right, from the start itself, Monica, Siddhu, we can say that how important is the division. Cell division is something very important. It will help us to grow, right? It will help us to grow. This division is so important for the healing as well. I'll give you one example. Let's say if I will get a cut here or any injury, right? We know that after some time that place will heal. Why? How? Cell division will be there. Okay, you have seen a baby growing, right? The height increases, everything increases. Further cells are also added in our body. No, cells will also be added. Now, so division is that important. Are you getting my point? Division is that important. So obviously we have to consider the NCERT also, right? So you know that growth and reproduction, they are the characteristics of cell, rather of all the living organisms, if you remember. Yes. Growth and reproduction, they are the, I'm just including the NCERT here because it is something important, right? NCERT is the most important thing. We cannot ignore NCERT. So NCERT says that growth and reproduction are the characteristics of cell. Yes or no? I'm writing it here. Growth and reproduction are the characteristics of cell. Yes or no? Can you see this line in your NCERT? Guys, while attending my classes, make sure that you have your NCERT with you. Yes, so growth and reproduction, they are the characteristics of cells, right? Or you can say that of all organisms. Yes or no? Of all organisms. Yes or no? Tell me, yes or no? Guys, be quick. So now, ma'am, we are talking about the cell division. Then why are we relating it with this, with growth and reproduction? Let me explain you. See, students, whenever we talk about the living organisms, in my classes, you will understand biology. Never come with this agenda that okay, the chapter is cell cycle and cell division and ma'am is going to teach cell cycle and cell division. No, ma'am is teaching you the biology. So we will relate one chapter with another, one chapter with another, one chapter in another. So whenever you want to qualify any of the competitive exam, not just NEET, even if it is JEE, or if it is any other competitive exam, you need to understand your syllabus. You should know how to relate the things, right? It should not be like that today I was just studying, cell cycle and cell division. Tomorrow I'm studying some different topic and I don't know what's the correlation. I'm not able to relate it. No, it should not be like this. You should know how to relate your syllabus. You should have the better understanding of your syllabus. So when you have the better understanding of your syllabus, then you will never ever get confused and you will answer all the questions, right? So tell me. So, are you interested in getting 360 out of 360, guys? Quickly, tell me. Are you interested in getting 360 out of 360? 360 out of 360? If you are, do let me know in the chat section. Yes, if you are, do let me know in the chat section. Are you interested in getting 360 out of 360 in your exam? Yes, so for that you have to understand the biology. You have to understand the biology. Okay, ji? So I am talking about living organisms. So in the case of living organisms, we use two words. One is characteristic feature, right, students? One is characteristic feature and another point is the defining feature. So when I use the word defining feature or the defining property, so these are the properties which will be there in all the living organisms without any exception. right? What are the defining features or defining property of living organisms? These are the properties, right, which will definitely be there in the living organisms, right? There will be no living organism without that properties. So that properties which are unique to living organisms, the properties which are for sure be there in the living organisms, they are the defining property. Just I will give you the example of metabolism, right? The chemical reactions which are there in our body, right? So in all the living organisms you are going to see it. But when we say the word characteristic feature, means these are the features of living organisms, but maybe in some living organisms they are not present. Just say I use the word growth and reproduction, right? Which word I use? Growth and reproduction. So they are the characteristic feature, not the defining feature. Not the defining feature. It is the characteristic feature, not the defining feature. Now, you must be thinking, ma'am, why? Because growth is there in all the living organism. है ना? Growth is there in all the living organism. But बच्चे, growth is there in living organism as well as in non-living organisms. Even in non-living organisms, they also grow. Even the living organisms, they grow. जैसे, take the example of a sand dune. That sand dune, with the time, it will become bigger. It's a non-living thing. It is still showing the growth. Living organisms, they also show the internal growth. Non-living organisms, they show the accumulation, deposition, but growth is there. So growth is not unique to living organism. It is also there in the non-living organism. So when you talk about the living organism and when you talk about the growth, so how will that growth occur? Obviously, there will be increase in cell number, isn't it? There will be increase in cell number. Yeah, that increase in individual, increase in mass also. When will you say that a living organism is growing? The cell number will increase, the mass will also increase. Yes or no? Madhumati, Sushant, Khatija, yes or no, Rani? Right, that is how a living organism will grow. So non-living organism there will be a growth as well. Just say, let's say this is a mountain. With the time, the further depositions will be there, further layers will be there, some trees will also grow. So it will also show the growth. But in living organisms, cell number, increase in cell number is also there. Okay? So that is why it is a characteristic property. Now reproduction, to reproduce, right? To reproduce. It is also a characteristic feature because still there are some living organism which doesn't reproduce. Just say you can take the example of sterile worker bees. Sterile worker bees. Other than that, mule. Right? There are some living organisms which do not reproduce. Right? So that is why it is also the defining property. So when it comes to the reproduction, when you take the example of a single cell, right? So that single cell, you know that single cell will grow, yes or no? That single cell will grow, yes or no? Yes or no? Obviously, ma'am, it will grow. It will show that cytoplasmic growth. So when this single cell, when it grows, so there comes a stage, right, that it will also divide into two. It will also divide into two. So when you take the example of single-celled organism or the lower organisms, in their case, growth and reproduction is kind of same. It is mutually inclusive. Means that single cells, they grow, and even because they are growing, cytoplasmic increases there, they can also divide into two. Right? So growth and reproduction is also same. So ultimately what is happening? I have used the word growth, I have used the word reproduction, but if you have noticed what is common? This is the common thing, the division. This is the common thing, the division. That ultimately division is taking place. Ultimately cells, they are dividing. Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point that why am I relating these two different things all together? Right? Now, obviously, this is my class and we know NCERT is important and we are not allowed to leave the NCERT. So, I will also include the NCERT part here. Right? So, see, they are saying, what are they saying? NCERT is saying that we all are aware, right, that life will start from a single cell. Okay? And that single cell will grow into a large organism. Right? So, we also develop from a single zygote, and that zygote, right, that zygote will form you, me, like this, right, such multicellular organism. So growth and reproduction, right? Now you can tell me, yes ma'am, we are mastering the NCERT also. So growth and reproduction are the characteristics of cell. Again I am saying characteristic feature of the cell, not the defining feature. characteristic feature of the cell, not the defining feature. Means, what is the meaning of characteristic feature? That living organisms, they will have it, but it is not mandatory that all the living organisms will have this property. Growth is also there in non-living organisms, that is why it is not defining property. Reproduction is absent in some living organisms, that is why it is not defining property, but they are the characteristic features, right? So all cells, they reproduce by dividing into two. How will the cells reproduce? They have to divide. They need to divide. They'll divide into two. Right, bache? So let's say there is one cell. Okay, it is dividing into two. So this cell will be your parent cell, and these two are going to be your daughter cells. Right? What do we call it? These two are the daughter cells. What are they, students? They are the daughter cells. So parent cell, then there will be daughter cells. Parent cells, and then there will be daughter cells, right? So further, you know that these daughter cells will also divide. 1 second, let me make it properly. Like single cell dividing into two. So this is the parent cell, and these are the daughter cells. So you know that the division will continue. These cells will further divide. Okay, these cells will further divide. So basically they are forming their next generations. Right? So we also use the word offspring. For daughter cells, we also use the word offsprings. And even bache, we use one word that is known as progeny. So anyone in the class who can define the meaning of progeny? Yes, anyone in the class who can define the meaning of progeny? What is progeny? Of course, the single cell is dividing. These cells further, right? They are the generation of the single cell only, na? These cells further, they are the generation of that single cell only, na? So that is their progeny, right? These are the progeny of this single cell. So all cells, they reproduce by dividing into two, with each parent cell giving rise to two daughter cells each time they divide. So each parent cell, again it will divide two daughter cells. So newly formed daughter cells will again grow and divide, and they will form new cell population that is formed by the growth and division of single parent cell. So that is why this growth, this division is important, right? That is why it is important. Is it clear, students? Yes. Is it clear? Is it clear? Sure? Okay. Okay. Done? So cycles of growth and division allow a single cell to form a structure consisting of millions of cells. So cycles of growth and division. Cycles of growth and division. So that is why cell division is something very important. So I hope now the basics clear. Now this NCERT part is clear to you all. Yes, bache, is it clear to you all? So are you able to understand it? Yes, are you able to understand it, guys? Quickly tell me, are you able to understand it? I believe it's a yes. है ना? मतलब are you enjoying the topic? It's not a very simple topic. Chalo ji, let's start from cell cycle, G1 phase, S phase, G2 phase. No, we need to understand that why a cell is dividing, and first of all, why this division is important, because growth is important, right? We have seen the growth. So when you talk about the growth, the cell number increase, the increase in mass, these are the two twin properties of the growth. These are two twin properties of the growth, right? So when you see a growth in an individual, you will see the size will increase, the mass will increase, or the cell number will increase. The number of individuals, they increase. So that is how we have to relate everything, right, students? So now my question is that why cell division occur, right? Now you know the importance, but you have to answer that why a cell will divide. How this cell will get to know that now it's the time I have to divide. Now it's the time I have to divide. Anyone? If you follow my lectures, then you know the answer. Then you know the answer. It's very simple, students. It's very simple. Just a minute. Right? It's literally very simple. 1 second. Bache, there are two reasons. One is Kern plasmic theory or Kern plasmic ratio. Right, there are two reasons, Kern plasmic theory or Kern plasmic ratio. Another is surface to volume ratio. surface to volume ratio. Kern plasmic theory and surface to volume ratio. These are the two things. Okay. Chalo, let's discuss that. What is this Kern plasmic theory? Here you are talking about the nucleocytoplasmic theory or ratio. Right? Nucleocytoplasmic theory or ratio. This is what we are discussing. Okay, bache? This is what we are discussing. These are the two reasons for the cell growth. Clear, bache? Clear, 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 clear? Yes? Chalo, I'll explain. See, you might know that when we talk about a single cell, let's take the example of a single cell. This single cell is having the nucleus, and in the surrounding there is a cytoplasm. Right, in the surrounding there is a cytoplasm. So let's say it is a very small cell. It's a small sized cell. Right. So I believe that you know, I'm assuming it rather, right, that you know it. If you don't know it, let me explain this to you. So guys, you know that small size cell. We say that small size cells, they are quite active. Yes. We say that small sized cells, they are quite active. Do you know about it? Small sized cells, they are quite active. Do you know about it? Yes, do you know about it? Right, we say na that small size cell, they are quite active, right, they are immature, they are active cells. These are the common words that we use. Yes, you can relate it with the plants, meristematic tissue, right, they are actively dividing cell, they are small in size, they have large nucleus, they have dense cytoplasm. Yes, bache? Okay, so basically you have a small sized cell. So obviously here the cytoplasm is less and the nucleus size is comparatively large. Right. Now when a cell will increase, its cytoplasmic content will increase, but its nucleus will remain same, no? The size of nucleus is not going to increase, right? But rather its cytoplasmic index, or you can simply say the cytoplasm, it will increase, the amount of cytoplasm will increase. So it's a small size cell, it's a small size cell, and here you have a large sized cell. ठीक है जी, one is a small size cell and another is a large size cell. What is it? It is a large size cell. So when a cell is small in size, its nucleus is bigger. ठीक है, it's conspicuous. When a cell is large in size, its cytoplasmic amount will increase. So now here in this large cell, right, this nucleus is not capable enough to take care of all the functions of the cell, right? So basically when a cell grow, right, bache, because when a cell grow, right, its nuclear to cytoplasmic ratio, it get disturbed, right, it will get disturbed. Are you getting my point? What will happen here? The nuclear to cytoplasmic ratio will get disturbed. Are you getting my point? Nuclear to cytoplasmic ratio will get disturbed. Here the size of the nucleus will become larger, which will not be able to take care of the function of this particular cell. Okay, bache? So it is a kind of signal for a cell that now I have to divide. Okay, I have to divide. So the cells which are small in size, right, small size cell, they have high nuclear to cytoplasmic ratio or high Kern plasmic index, या Kern plasmic ratio, and vice versa. Okay. So when a cell is small in size, its nuclear to cytoplasmic ratio is high or the Kern plasmic index is high. So this is the one reason. This is the one reason. Another reason is surface to volume ratio. Now, when a cell is small in size, okay, so small size cell, when a cell is small sized, obviously its surface area is more in comparison to volume. Yes, bache, when a cell is small in size, its surface area is more or not? Right, I want to see the answer in the chat section, guys, quick. I want to see the answer in the chat section, quick. Quick. Yes? Yes. So obviously when a cell is small in size, its surface area is more in comparison to the volume. So more surface area means easily things will get exchanged, right? Easily things will get exchanged, right? Therefore exchange, more surface area, exchange will be easy. Now when the cell will increase in its size, what is going to happen? Its surface area will decrease and its volume will increase. Surface area will decrease and volume will increase. So now that surface area is not sufficient to draw the material from the surrounding and to fulfill the needs of the cell. So now it's the alarm that yes, cell, you have to divide. Is that clear? Is that clear? So Kern plasmic theory or Kern plasmic ratio or Kern plasmic index and surface to volume ratio, these are the two reasons due to which a cell is going to divide. So surface volume ratio is a cause of cell division. So when cell grows in size, its volume increases more than its surface. Right, so there will be a stage when surface area will become insufficient to draw the material from the surrounding and the cell division will start. Is it clear? So I think that is something very important, right? And that is something that you all should know. Okay, right, bache? So next thing that we need to discuss is cell cycle. That what is the meaning of cell cycle? Clear, bache? So that is what we have to discuss. So any doubt? Any doubt so far? Yes. Do you have any doubt so far? Clear? Chaliye. So let's start the topic. So the topic name is cell cycle. So first of all, you know that cell division is something very important. Yes, cell division is something which is very important. Yes or no? Yes or no? Can I say that? Now I have even explained it that why cell division is important. So you people know that cell division is something very, very, very important. Right, bache? For all the living organisms. Isn't it? For all the living organisms. So bache, during cell division, what is going to happen? Cell division is very important for living organisms. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So what is going to happen in cell division? So during cell division, what will happen? Simple it is. The DNA replication, right? DNA replication and cell growth occurs. Right? What's going to happen in this DNA? What is going to happen during cell division? There will be the DNA replication and cell growth will occur. Isn't it, Madhumati? Yes, bache. So cell division, it is important for living organisms. So during cell division, what's going to happen? The DNA will replicate and cell growth in the terms of cytoplasm, it will be there. These 2 points are clear. So bache, all these processes, theek hai ji, all these processes, yes, all these processes, which processes? Which processes? Your cell division, DNA replication, all these processes, cell division, the DNA replication and even the cell growth, right? It should occur in a coordinated way, right? How should it occur? It should occur in a coordinated way. Means there should be a proper coordination, right? That there should be a proper cell growth in terms of cytoplasmic increase, the DNA replication and the division. So it should occur in a coordinated way. There should be a proper coordination. It should not be like today cell is like, oh my god, I'm in the mood, chalo let's grow. And tomorrow cell is like, no, I don't want to divide. I just want to sit like this. I don't want to replicate my DNA. No, 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 no. There should be a proper coordination in these three things. ठीक है जी? So the sequence of events, okay, so that complete sequence of events by which a cell duplicates its genome, synthesize the constituents and eventually divide is a cell cycle. So what is cell cycle? What is cell cycle? The sequence of events by which a cell, yes bache, what is this? Right, it is the sequence of events by which, yes, by which a cell duplicates its genome, synthesize the constituents, its constituents, yes bache, 1 second. So the sequence of events, this is the proper definition, please write down, make sure you don't miss any word. The sequence of events by which a cell duplicates its genome, right, synthesize its constituents, right, and eventually divides into two daughter cells. Daughter cells is termed as cell cycle. Got it? Right, is termed as cell cycle. Understood? So what is cell cycle? A sequence of events. What is happening in that events, bache? Right, what is happening actually? The duplication of genome. I'll come to this. Duplication of genome. Synthesize the constituents of cell, like cell organelles, they will get doubled, right? The cytoplasmic growth will be there, and finally it will divide into two. So this is the cell cycle. So in cell cycle, we will discuss everything. We will see that how a cell will grow, we will see that how will it replicates its DNA, and we will see that how will it divide into two daughter cells. Is that clear? Is that clear? So just recall it, and if you have your NCERT with you, you guys can see that everything is from the NCERT. So what is happening? Cell division is something very important. Yes, ma'am. So during cell division, the DNA will also replicate, right? The cell growth will also be there. So all these processes, okay, so all these processes, the division, the replication and cell growth, they should be in a coordinated way. So actually it is the cell cycle which is the sequence of event by which a cell is duplicating its genome, it's synthesizing its constituent and eventually dividing into two daughter cells. So this part clear? This part clear? Yes. So now let's discuss some other basic terms. Okay, then we will proceed. Okay, ji, then we will proceed. But let's discuss some basic terms here. Okay? Okay, any doubt? Any doubt? So bache, I use the word genome. Yes, I use the word genome. Can you tell me the meaning of genome? What is the meaning of genome? I use this word now, genome. What is the meaning of genome? What is the meaning of genome? Anyone in the class here? What is the meaning of genome? Matlab, give it a try. Whatever you know related to it, just answer it to me. Just answer it to me, yaar. Dekho, that is why you are going to learn, no? That's how you are going to learn. And it is not an offline class where I'll just come and I'll just slap you. That's the beauty of online class, na? That's the beauty of online class. I cannot beat you. Even if I want to, I can't. So basically some students are saying they don't know anything, some students are saying the genetic material, some students are saying the extra chromosomal DNA, which is not right, Anchal. Definitely related to DNA. Okay, chalo, let's discuss it. So guys, make it a rule that whenever you read something, right, even you are reading NCERT, even you are reading any book, if there is any word which you don't know, which you don't understand, do not assume its meaning. Sometimes what happens when we read certain lines, na, right, we understand the context. Right, we understand the context, right? Acha, this line is saying this, okay, this line is saying that, but sometimes we don't know the exact meaning of that particular words. So make sure whenever you read your NCERT, you understand the meaning of each and every word written there. Okay, okay. So the word is genome. So if I have to explain this word, so we say haploid content of a cell, right? What do we say? Haploid content of a cell. Right, focus on this word, haploid content of a cell. No doubt you are right that when we are saying genome, You are talking about the genetic information. That's a valid point, right? That's a valid point. We are talking about the genetic information. But if I have to define it, I have used this word, that haploid content of a cell. Why? So let me explain you this thing. Okay, so you tell me, what are we? We humans. Guys, I'm trying my best to clear your basics, so I believe that you are going to listen to me very carefully, and I want you people to be consistent. If you will be consistent, I will continue this series, I will complete your syllabus. If you guys will not be consistent, I will end this series, I will not continue the lectures. Okay. So humans, tell me, are we diploid, or we are haploid, or we are tetraploid, or we are pentaploid? What are we? Hanji sir, what are we? What are we? Are we haploid, diploid, triploid, tetraploid, pentaploid? What are we? Quick guys, quick, I cannot see the answers in the chart. Yes, we are a diploid. That's what we say, that's what we have studied in class 10th. We are diploid. Ma'am, what is the meaning of this diploid? Di means two. Basically, we have two sets of chromosomes. What do we have, students? We have two sets of chromosomes. Like we know that we humans, we are having 46 chromosomes. You all are aware of it, right? How many chromosomes do we have? We have 46 chromosomes. So out of these 46 chromosomes, students, you know that 23 chromosomes are given by mother, 23 chromosomes are given by father, right? So ultimately, we are the result of fertilization. So what is going to happen in fertilization? A haploid sperm will fertilize a haploid ovum. Basically, a haploid spermatozoa is going to fertilize haploid ovum, and that will result in the formation of a diploid zygote, isn't it? Right? We are the result of fertilization. We are the product of this fertilization. The zygote will grow. So basically, sperm also carry 23 chromosomes in human. Ovum is also having 23 chromosomes in humans. They will fuse, and zygote will contain 46 chromosomes. So we have two sets of chromosomes. One is from mother's side, another is from father's side. One is from mother's side, another is from father's side. This is what we have, right? This is what we have. We have the two sets of chromosomes, right? So that is why we say we are diploid. That is why we say we are diploid. Any organism, if it is diploid, means it is having two sets of chromosomes. If in plants, we talk about the triploid plants. So they have three sets of chromosomes, four sets of chromosomes like this. So we are what? We are diploid. One chromosome set is from mother, another chromosome set is from father. So now chromosomes. That's how we draw it, right? Tell me, this is structure A, this is structure B. So tell me which one is a chromosome. Quick, which one is a chromosome, A or B? A or B? Which one is a chromosome? Guys, be quick. A or B? Which one is a chromosome? So only one student answered it. Prakash bache, very good. Prakash is saying both are chromosome, and majority of students are saying B is chromosome. Majority of students are saying B is chromosome, but only one student, Prakash, mentioned it that both are chromosomes. So guys, answer is both, right? Answer is both. They both are chromosomes. They both are chromosomes, right? It's not like that it is the sister chromatid. No, it is also a chromosome. It is also a chromosome. Okay, I'll come to this. That is a different discussion, right? So I was assuming that my students, they don't know the basics, right? So that's why I asked this question, but okay, anyhow. So A and B, they both are chromosome, but ultimately chromosome is made up of what? Chromosome is also having the DNA. It is also having the DNA which is coiled over the proteins, right? There are some other proteins which will further, they will further coil that DNA, and we will get this compact structure. Ultimately, this is what we have. So why am I giving you this example? When you look at this chromosome, it is having DNA. It is having DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. It is made up of that, right? It is made up of that only. Yes or no? It is made up of that only, DNA. So DNA is also having the genes. Am I right? DNA is having the genes, that basic unit of heredity. That basic unit of heredity, genes, right? It is present there. So when you look at the chromosome, so chromosome will also have the genes, no? Chromosome will contain the genes ultimately. It is containing DNA, so it means it is containing genes. So bache, I am saying that genome is the haploid content of a cell. So let's say we are diploid. We have 23 chromosomes from mother, 23 chromosomes from father. You know that we have homologous pair of chromosomes. Do you know this term? In the chapter cell we discuss it. Homologous pair of chromosomes. Right, so basically the maternal and paternal, matlab mother's chromosome and father's chromosomes will have same genes. So even there is no need to study all the 46 chromosomes. If you have 23 chromosomes, if you will study their genes, you will get to know about the other 23 genes also. ठीक है जी, other 23 chromosomes also. Right, so basically when you are saying genome, no doubt you are talking about the genetic information. So we say haploid content of cell. So haploid content of cell, that is in case of humans, that 23 chromosomes can provide you the information, the complete information of the cells, of the genes present in it. Are you getting my point now? Right, why do we say haploid content of cell? Because that haploid content of cell, let's say take the example of humans, we have 46 chromosomes. So if we will study 23 chromosomes from mother, we will have the information of all the genes which are present in that individual. So even that will be sufficient for us. That will tell us about the complete genetic information. So that's why the word genome is used. Understood? Understood? That is why the word genome is used. ठीक है, नो डाउट इन सेक्स क्रोमोसोम्स, जैसे फीमेल्स आर हैविंग XX, मेल्स आर हैविंग XY, इन दैट केस जीन्स आर डिफरेंट, बट अदरवाइज विल गेट टू नो अबाउट दिस इन्फॉर्मेशन. सो नाउ इज इट क्लियर? नाउ इज इट क्लियर? नो बच्चे, A and B both are chromosomes. I'll explain it to you as well. Is it clear? Sure? So genome is the complete set of the genetic information, or you can say that haploid content of a cell. That is how you can define it. Okay, that is how you can define it. ठीक है जी? Okay, so cell cycle. So cell cycle is the sequence of events in which obviously cell is growing, right? Basically its DNA is getting replicated, it is showing cytoplasmic growth, and then eventually it will divide into two daughter cells. Clear बच्चे? Clear बच्चे? So one thing that you need to remember is that although cell growth in terms of cytoplasmic increase, cell growth in terms of, okay, although cell growth in terms of cytoplasmic increase is a continuous process. It's a continuous process, means cell growth is continuous, right? The cytoplasmic growth of cell is continuous, but when it comes to the DNA replication or DNA synthesis, right? So DNA synthesis occurs, right? DNA synthesis, yes बच्चे, DNA synthesis occurs only during one specific stage of cell cycle. So basically it is the DNA replication or DNA synthesis which will take place in only one specific stage, but the growth of cytoplasm will there be throughout, right? It will be throughout in the cell cycle. Clear बच्चे? Clear बच्चे? So obviously the duplicated chromosomes or the you can say that the synthesized DNA will be divided to the daughter cells, right बच्चे? Right. Yes, is it clear? So this is about the cell cycle. So the next point is duration of cell cycle. What about the duration of cell cycle? So बच्चे, duration of cell cycle varies from individual to individual. Like in the case of yeast, can you tell me what is yeast? It's a fungus. It's a unicellular fungus. In this case, the cell cycle is of 90 minutes. But if you talk about the humans, right, we are a multicellular organisms. In our case, it will be for 24 hours. Are you getting my point? So the duration of cell cycle, it varies. Okay, the duration of cell cycle, it varies. Understood? So I don't know whether you know it or not. Do you know Escherichia coli? Escherichia coli, E. coli. For this bacteria, the generation time is 20 minutes. Right? Means this bacteria's generation time is 20 minutes. Means in 20 minutes it will divide into 2. Okay, its cell cycle duration is 20 minutes. Right? It will divide, sorry, not the cell cycle word we are not going to use here. So basically the generation time is 20 minutes. Okay? Okay? So again these basics clear? Again these basics clear? Let's come back to NCERT and then let's go ahead. We'll start the phases of cell cycle. So bache, so are you ready for the NCERT highlights? Are you ready for the NCERT highlights? Be quick. Are you ready for the NCERT highlights? Quick, quick, quick. Tell me. Ready na? Very good. So cell cycle. This is the first word. Right, cell cycle, this is the first word. So cell division is a very important process. Yes ma'am. Right, after reading it na, you'll get to know that ma'am is explaining everything from NCERT. So during the division of cell, DNA replication and cell growth also take place. And cell division, DNA replication and cell growth, it should be in a coordinated way. I told you na, it should be in a coordinated way. Right? Why? Because we have to ensure that division is proper and that progeny cells, they should have intact genome. They should have that complete genetic information. Understood? So sequence of events by which a cell duplicates its genome, synthesizes the other constituent of cell and eventually divide into two daughter cell is the cell cycle. Right? Is it clear? Is it clear? Is it clear? Yes. So again see, it is mentioned here that cell growth in terms of cytoplasmic increase, it's a continuous process, but DNA synthesis will occur only once, right? That is very important. And replicated chromosomes, the chromosomes which are replicated means that DNA which is duplicated, which is replicated, will be distributed to the daughter nuclei by a series of events during cell division, and this is what we have to discuss, and all that the events are under the genetic control. Right bache? All that events are under the genetic control. Clear bache? Clear? So it is from NCERT. It is from NCERT. So this portion clear. So next thing that we need to understand is phases of cell cycle. What is the next thing that we need to understand? We need to understand the phases of cell cycle. Okay? Right? Phases of cell cycle. So we'll be talking about two things here. Okay? The first is, yes, so we are going to talk about the two things. First is interphase and then it is M phase. The first is interphase and then is M phase. Clear bache? First is interphase, then is M phase. Type these two words in the chat section quickly. Right, so the phases of cell cycle, this is what we have to discuss. So we are going to talk about the interphase and the M phase. Bache, interphase is also known as, okay, interphase is also known as resting stage. It is also known as I phase. It is also known as invisible phase. It is also known as energetic phase. It is also known as preparatory phase. These are the names for this interphase, right? These are the different names for this interphase. What is it? I phase, resting phase, preparatory phase, energetic phase, invisible phase. Yes, bache, and it is sometimes also described as non-dividing phase. Okay, ji? Sometimes it is also described as non-dividing phase. So these are the names of this interphase, right? One person, so many names. Now what is this M phase? Bache, M here means mitosis. Mitosis. We'll discuss two type of divisions, mitosis and meiosis. So M phase is mitosis phase. So bache, it is the phase of actual cell division. So cell will divide actually here in this M phase. Understood? Cell will divide actually here in this M phase. So we have interphase, we have M phase. So M here means mitosis bache, right? The phase where the cell division will occur. Okay. So term mitosis was proposed by Fleming. Okay bache, term mitosis was proposed by Fleming. You can write it down. Understood? Right? So M means actual division. So these are the different names of this interphase and M phase. So now let me explain you this. Okay. So any doubt? Any doubt? Any doubt? So cell cycle phase is interphase and M phase, and interphase is the phase where actually cell is preparing itself for division. Now listen to me. But this division is very crucial. This division is very crucial. This is something very important. Means we cannot afford anything negative here. We cannot afford any mistake here in the division. It's not like that in our body all the divisions are errorless. There are chances, mutations can occur, right? There are chances that sometimes error can be there, but the chances are very less, right? So in our body there are the mechanisms which will ensure that the division should be proper, right? That the division should be proper. It should not have errors, right? It should be error free, right? So this M phase is something very important. It is the actual phase, actually when cell will divide. But interphase is equally important because it is actually not the resting state. It's not like that the cell is taking a rest in this phase. No, a cell is preparing itself for the M phase actually, right? The cell is preparing itself for the M phase. Okay, the cell is preparing itself for the M phase, right? That is what your interphase is. Are you getting my point? I'll give you one example. I'll give you the example of NEET examination, of course, right? This is my favorite example, right? Which example I'm going to give you? I will give you the example of NEET examination. You know that we prepare for this exam for 2 years, some students even for 3 years, even for 4 years. Why? Why? Because we want to make sure that on exam day, right, during exam, so that we can utilize that 3 hours 20 minutes properly, right? Why? Why do you prepare for 2 years, for 3 years, and sometimes for 4 years, right? Because you want to ensure that this time period, these 3 hours 20 minutes, they should be the best 3 hours 20 minutes of your life. This is what you want to ensure. So if you want to give best, right, if you want to give best on your exam day, then you have to use this time very wisely. You have to use this time very wisely. You have to prepare yourself, right, for that 3 hours 20 minutes. So for other people, just let's say if you are preparing for NEET examination, or let's say if you are a dropper, for other people you are doing nothing. They'll say, that kid is, they say your neighbors, your relatives will say, Arey, that is just studying, that is just preparing. According to them, you are doing nothing. You are just, reading some books whenever you want. You are not doing anything, or you are not getting up. You are not getting up early, you are not having any routine. This is what we always hear when we prepare, isn't it? Are you aligned? Are you aligned? But you know that you are under immense pressure, right? You are not chilling in that time period. You are preparing yourself for this, right? So sometimes you have that, stressful nights. Sometimes you are not able to sleep. Sometimes you are not able to concentrate because you get scared when you think about these 3 hours 20 minutes. So for other people you are doing nothing, but you know that how active you are during your preparatory phase, right? Right? How active you are during your preparatory phase, right? What you need to do in your preparatory phase, you know it very well. Isn't it same as the case here? So interphase, no doubt it is known as resting phase. Why resting phase? Because scientists, when they observed the nucleus of interphase, under the microscope, they saw that some threads are there, right? They didn't notice that, the chromosomes, they are condensed. Yeah, they didn't notice any activity. So for them, because that time microscopes were not so advanced, right? That time the microscopes, they were not so advanced. So when they checked it under the nucleus of interphase under the microscope, they are like, some threads are there only. Nothing serious, nothing big. Some threads are there only. Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point? So that's why it is referred as resting phase. But actually it is not the resting stage. Actually it is not the invisible phase, but it is energetic phase where cell is metabolically very active, where cell is preparing itself, where cell is, you know, doing everything essential for this M phase. Is that clear? Is that clear? Yes or no? What is M phase? What is interphase? Is that clear? Yes or no? Guys, please be quick. Yes, students, please be quick. Okay, so phases of cell cycle mein I told you interphase, I told you about the S phase. So now students, when you talk about the interphase, this interphase is further having, right, this interphase is further having some substages. Okay, this is the next thing that you need to discuss. Okay, this is the next thing that you need to discuss. So interphase. So in interphase we will talk about the G1 phase, we are going to talk about the S phase, and we are going to talk about the G2 phase. Okay, what are we going to discuss in interphase? G1 phase, S phase, G2 phase. G1 phase, S phase, G2 phase. What is the meaning of G1 phase? Growth phase or growth 1 phase, or you can call it as post mitotic phase. Bache, another names are also important, please pay attention. So what is it? Growth phase, post mitotic phase, or pre-DNA synthesis phase. Right, it is pre-DNA synthesis phase. Understood? Right, these are the names of the G1 phase. S phase. What is this S phase? This S phase is the synthesis phase. What's that, bache? It is the synthesis phase. So bache, it is the stage where the DNA will divide. Okay? Where DNA will get, yes, where your DNA, it is the S phase. It is the phase where your DNA will get duplicated. So what do we have in interphase, students? What do we have in interphase? We have G1 phase, S phase, G2 phase. So G1 phase is also known as growth phase. It is also known as post-mitotic phase. It is also known as pre-DNA synthesis phase. Right, pre-DNA synthesis phase. And this S phase, right, it is synthesis phase. So it is the phase in which your DNA will get duplicated and your centriole will duplicate. And G2 phase is your growth 2 phase. It is also known as pre-mitotic phase. Okay, it is also known as post-synthesis phase, या post-DNA synthesis phase. Okay, post-DNA synthesis phase. I'll explain you the meanings. So now, bache, when it is the M phase, right, which is the actual division phase, M here is mitosis, right, it is the phase where actual cell division will occur. So here you will see two things. First is karyokinesis, and then you will see cytokinesis. The first is karyokinesis, and then what will you see? You will see cytokinesis. Is that clear? So karyokinesis is the nuclear division. Your nucleus will divide. It will have further, we will talk about the substages here, and here it is the cytoplasmic division. Right, it is the cytoplasmic division. So that is what we need to study. Understood? That is what we need to study. Understood? So let's quickly recall. So phases of cell cycle: interphase, M phase. M phase is the actual division phase. Interphase is the phase where cell is preparing itself for the M phase. Right, bache? So one thing that you have to write down, that a cell spend more than 95% of its lifespan, more than 95% of its lifespan in interphase. Means a cell It's 95% of its lifespan will be in interphase, means majority of time is of interphase. So that is why I am relating it with the NEET examination, that your preparatory phase is the major part, right? The exam is just there for 3 hours 20 minutes, but it is the preparatory phase which is of importance, right? So cells spend more than 95% of its lifespan in the interphase. So in interphase we have G1, S and G2, and in M phase we have karyokinases and cytokinases. So G1 means growth 1 phase. Also, because it is before DNA synthesis, so we say pre-DNA synthesis phase, and it is the post-mitotic phase. And G2 is growth 2 phase, pre-mitotic phase, post-DNA synthesis phase. So S phase is the phase where DNA replication will occur. It is the phase where DNA will duplicate into 2. So M phase, what is this M phase? Karyokinases and cytokinases, nuclear division and cytoplasmic division. Any doubt here? Any doubt here? Yes. Do you have any doubt here? Okay, chaliye, let's start. Okay, so let's start the discussion on your interphase. So any doubt? Any doubt so far? I'm going very slow. Okay, so even if you are preparing for NEET 2026, you know that the series is for you. Okay, ji, chaliye, let's start. So let's start with the gap 1 phase, obviously, yeah, G1 phase, obviously. Okay, let's start with the G1 phase. Okay, so what do you know about the G1 phase? Tell me. Hanji, tell me. But bache, before going forward, I'll mention one thing. Just here I'm saying that G1 is the post-mitotic phase, G2 is the pre-mitotic phase. Do you know the meaning of these two things? Do you know the meaning of these two things? There is a line written in NCERT, and that is a previous year question also, that the interphase is present. Interphase is a phase in between two M phase, right bache? There is a line in NCERT which states that interphase is between two successive M phase. The interphase is in between two successive M phase. What is the meaning of this line? Right, it's a previous year question. Okay, it's a PYQ. This line from NCERT is a PYQ. That interphase is a phase in between two successive M phase. Interphase is a phase in between two successive M phase. Right? Two successive M phase means one after another. Just let's say you have one M phase, a cell after division, then the cell will again go for division. So in between you have I phase, yeah, interphase. That's the meaning of this line. That interphase is present in between two successive M phase. That interphase is present in between two successive M phase. So you know that what is this interphase? It is having G1, it is having S, it is having G2, it is having G1, S and G2. So obviously this G1, it is coming after M phase. So that's why I am saying that it is post-mitotic phase. Okay, that is why I am saying that it is post-mitotic phase. And this G2, it is before M phase. So that's why we say that it is pre-mitotic phase. So do not get confused that why this one is post-mitotic and that one is pre-mitotic. Is that clear? Hanji, is that clear? Yes, if there is any doubt, do let me know. If there is any doubt, do let me know. Okay, so now come to the G1 phase, growth phase. So ultimately cytoplasmic growth will occur here. What is going to happen here, bache? The cytoplasmic growth will occur. The cell will grow cytoplasmically, right? The cytoplasmic growth will occur. The RNA will form, the proteins will form. Okay, bache, the duplicate, the organelles, they will duplicate their content in the G1 phase. So obviously, right, even you know, when there is the cell division, a lot of energy is required, a lot of ATPs are required. They will also get synthesized in this interphase. So ultimately we know that we have G1 and then we have S phase. So even in G1 phase, I told you RNA synthesis is there, protein synthesis is there, the cell will duplicate its content. So basically in G1, cell will also prepare itself for the S phase. Whatever is required in S phase, that will be synthesized in the G1 phase. Is that clear? That will be synthesized in the G1 phase, the gap 1 phase, right? The gap 1 phase. ठीक है जी? ठीक है जी? So it is also known as gap 1 phase. So बच्चे, can I say that? Now you have all that picture. Can I say that it is the phase in between? See this. Can I say that it's a phase in between the end of mitosis and beginning of DNA replication? जैसे S phase में there is DNA replication will begin, and in M phase the division will occur, right? So G1 is present in between. G1 is present in between. So can I say that it is the phase, right? Can I say that it is the phase? Bache, we will also talk about G0, but firstly let's finish this now. So it is the phase in between end of mitosis and beginning of DNA replication. Can I say so? And beginning of DNA replication. Can I say so? Of course. Of course. So what will synthesize here? RNA, enzyme, protein, nucleotides, right? So synthesis of all the three types of RNA means your rRNA, mRNA, right bache? Your tRNA, right? So synthesis of all three types of RNAs, amino acids, nucleotides, right bache? Proteins. Proteins means that enzymes, proteins are going to make the enzymes now. So proteins, nucleotides, amino acids, right? Cell organelles, they all will get synthesized here. So basically cell organelles will duplicate its content here in the G1 phase. Is that clear? Is that clear? Yes bache, right? So obviously because here the chemical reactions are going on. So can I say that, right? Can I say that metabolically this phase is very, fast? The high metabolism is there in this particular phase. Can I say so? Tell me students, can I say so? Of course I can, right? Of course I can. So here you can also write down that most of the organelles, right? Most of the organelles duplicate their content in G1 phase, right? Duplicate their content in G1 phase, in this gap 1 phase. Means mostly organelles, they will get duplicated in this G1 phase. They have to duplicate now, because see, after division what should be there? If this is a cell, it is going to form 2 daughter cells, right? If it is a cell, it is going to form 2 daughter cells. So in these 2 daughter cells, there should be the equal distribution of the content. So that's why whatever cell organelles are present in parent cell, they need to duplicate their content, so both the daughter cells can get equal amount of DNA. Is that clear? Is that clear? Right bache? Right bache? ठीक है जी? So in G1 phase, you can even write down, in G1 phase, cell is metabolically very active. Very active, but still DNA replication will not occur. Okay, DNA replication doesn't occur. Means cell is metabolically very active, right? It is dividing, it is duplicating its content, but still the DNA replication will never occur in the G1 phase. It will only be there in the S phase. So it is the favorite topic of the examiner, favorite question of the examiner. Okay, okay bache, understood? Tell me, right? So in G1 phase, cell is having 2 options. In G1 phase, a cell is having 2 options, right? This is, some students are asking about the G0 now you will have better clarity. So in G1 phase, cell can continue cell cycle, right? In G1 phase, cell can continue cell cycle and can enter in S phase. That is your next substage. Okay, or cell can exit cell cycle and can enter in G0 phase. Okay, so about G0 phase we will discuss, but after completing this portion. Okay, so in G1 phase, cell is having two fates. Either it can go for the S phase and continue the cell cycle, or it can exit the cell cycle and enter in G0 phase, which is also known as cell arrest stage, which is also known as quiescent stage. Okay, bache, which is also known as quiescent stage. So that these are the two options that a cell is having when it is in this G1 or in gap 1 phase. Is that clear? Yes, tell me quickly, is it clear? Is it clear? So now, because I have to explain you the next part, so before that I need to explain you some other things. Dekho bache, when a cell is resting na, when a cell is resting, when it is not dividing, when you see its nucleus under the microscope, you will see that DNA material is not condensed, it is not compact, rather it is tangled, okay, and it is thread-like. That's what you have to remember. Means before division, right? What am I trying to say, Madhumiti, here? That before division, when a cell is in resting state, when you see its nucleus under the microscope, you are not going to see the chromosome like this. You are not going to see the chromosome like this. You are not going to see that chromosome is a condensed structure which is present. You will see that all the DNA is tangled and it is in thread form, right? It is just like some threads, the chromatin. We use the word chromatin also, na? It is in the form of threads. It is in the form of threads. That is how it is present. When there is the division time, na, then only it will become compact, right? It will have discrete entity, then only. Otherwise, it will be just like a thread, okay? It will be just like a thread. This is the first part. So, chromosome, just as some students were saying, okay, please try to understand this. Some students were saying, okay, this is a chromatid and this is a chromosome. No, students, they both are chromosomes. You know, they both are chromosomes. This one is also a chromosome, this one is also a chromosome. Both are chromosome. Let me explain you. Even in the chapter cell, we discuss this. Just see this part. What is it? It is the centromere. What is it, bache? It is the centromere. We also call it as primary construction. है ना? This is the centromere. We also call it as primary construction. It is the centromere. We also call it as primary construction. Is that clear? Is that clear? Is that clear? Centromere, it is the primary construction. This one is also the centromere. But here two arms are attached. Then you will call these two arms as sister chromatids. As sister chromatids. Right? And when will it form? When will it form? When will it form? After S phase. So that's what I am going to explain you. Both are chromosome, but here the DNA is not duplicated. Here the DNA is not duplicated. It is the chromosome where DNA is duplicated. It is the chromosome where DNA is not duplicated. It is having single arm. So we also use the word monad. Monad. It is having single arm. So we also use the word monad. This chromosome is having two arms. So we use the word dyad. So why this chromosome is having two arms? Because its DNA content is doubled. It is duplicated. Are you getting my point? Because its DNA content is doubled. It is duplicated. Okay, its DNA content is doubled, it is duplicated, and here it is having single arm only. This part clear? This part clear? So normally in interphase, right? Normally in interphase your DNA is not, right? Your chromosomes are not condensed, but I need to explain you one topic. So we are going to assume one thing. Let's say there is a cell. This cell is having 4 chromosomes. How many chromosomes are there in this cell, bache? How many chromosomes are there in this cell? Please let me know in the chat section, guys, if you are up. If you are up, do let me know in the chat section. Hanji, tell me. Four. ठीक है जी. That's 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Right? That is 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. ठीक है. So guys, after S phase, जैसे S phase, it's very important. Right? You know, whatever enzymes are required in S phase, na, they will also be synthesized in the G1 phase. So S phase is a phase in which DNA synthesis occurs. Right? That is something very important. What is going to happen here? The DNA synthesis occurs. DNA synthesis occurs. DNA, right? The amount of DNA will get doubled here. What is going to happen here? The amount of DNA will get doubled. The amount of DNA will get doubled. जैसे for an example, जैसे let's say you are denoting initial amount with 2C. Right, you are denoting initial amount of DNA as 2C, and after it, what will it become? It will become 4C. The DNA amount will get doubled. Read it from NCERT. In S phase, what is happening? DNA synthesis will occur. The amount of DNA will get doubled, but there is one very important line that in S phase, right? There is a very important line in S phase, I'm writing it here, but number of chromosomes will remain same. Number of chromosome will remain same, right? Number of chromosome will remain same. Are you getting my point? Yes. So in S phase, it is the phase where DNA replication will occur. So obviously enzymes are required. All that enzymes will get synthesized in G1 phase. So it is the phase where amount of DNA will get doubled. If initially it is 2C, it will become 4C, but number of chromosome will remain same. So this is what I'm going to explain. So I'll give you one example. Just initially, let's say the DNA amount is 100 pg. So after S phase, it will become 200, right? Yeah, let me use simple. If 100 gram DNA is present, right? In a very simple language, in layman language, I'm explaining it. So 100 gram means 2C, means initial amount. So then it will get doubled after S phase. It will become 200 gram and you will call it 4C. So C is telling us about the amount of DNA. Right, bache? C is telling us about the amount of DNA. Understood? C is telling us about the amount of DNA. Understood? Sure? 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 Okay, so now let me explain this to you. So I told you, imagine a cell having 1, 2, 3, 4 chromosomes. So after S phase, you know what will happen to that cell, right? These chromosomes, na 4 chromosomes. See, they will remain 4 only. Number of chromosome will remain 4, because many times I have seen that students are not able to understand this concept, that how is it possible that DNA content will get doubled but number of chromosome will remain same, right? Number of chromosome will remain same. So you can see this 1, 2, 3, 4 number of chromosome before S phase. After S phase, number of chromosome 1, 2, 3, 4, but DNA amount is doubled. Here the chromosomes, they are monad, they have single arm, but here they will become diade, right? They will become diade, they will have 2 arms. right? They will have 2 arms. Is that clear? They will have 2 arms. ठीक है जी? So these arms, basically what is it? It is the DNA only na. It is the DNA only na. So in S phase, DNA amount will get doubled, but the number of chromosome will remain same. So initially, if we are denoting the amount of DNA as 2C, it will become 4C. Is that clear, bache? Is that clear? Yes. Is that clear? Right? So one more thing that you have to write down here is that in S phase, right? Make sure that you don't miss this point, these points. In S phase, synthesis of histone and non-histone proteins will also occur. So basically your histone and some non-histone proteins which are required for the packaging of this DNA will also take place here in S phase. So write down these points. Write down these points. Yes, bache? Yes, yes, yes. Is that clear? Yes, bache. So one more thing is that centriole duplication. What is centriole? A non-membrane bound cell organelle. What is centriole? A non-membrane bound cell organelle. Right? So centriole duplication also occurs here. So centriole is right? So centriole is present in animal cell only. ठीक है बच्चे? It's a non-membrane bound cell organelle. Right? It's a non-membrane bound cell organelle and it is present in animal cell only. It is not there in the plant cell. Right? So it will also duplicate in S phase. So this is going to happen in S phase. So I believe now you can understand that why do we say that the number of chromosome will remain same but the DNA amount will get doubled. Number of chromosome will remain same but the DNA amount will get doubled. I believe that you understand that. So next is bache your G2 phase where again the RNA synthesis, the protein synthesis will occur. Right bache, the cytoplasmic growth is there plus the tubulin protein synthesis will also occur in your G2 phase, right? So proteins formed, right? So in G2 phase again RNA and protein synthesis will occur and tubulin protein synthesis will occur. So further we will continue in our next class because right after your class I have class in another batch, right? So about the duration also let me tell you bache that G1, its duration is variable. What is the meaning of duration is variable? Duration is variable means bache that G1 phase, its duration is not fixed, that you can say G1 phase will last for 2 hours, ya 5 hours, ya 8 hours. Its duration is variable, right? Where cell division is very fast, maybe it will last for 10 minutes or 20 minutes and sometimes it can even last for 30 minutes. Sometimes even it can last for 1 hour, 2 hours like this. So its duration is not fixed. It is a phase where the duration is highly variable. Right? Duration is highly variable. Its time period in which this G1 phase will occur, it is highly variable. So G1, S, G2, about G0 also we will discuss in the next class. Then there is the M phase. So I told you already that firstly there will be the karyokinesis, that is cytoplasmic division, right? That is nuclear division, and then there will be the cytoplasmic division. So about it, we'll discuss it next class. So make sure that you read the NCERT guys and do not forget to join your, right, do not forget to join your Phoenix 3.0 batch, right, bache. Right now this batch, it is at a price of 5,999. Okay, so in just in rupees 5,999 you are getting the unlimited access of our platform. You are going to get test series bache, you are going to get all the batches across Unacademy platform plus bache, plus when we will start the crash course, automatically you will get enrolled in that crash course. Right, automatically you will get enrolled in that crash course. So study material, the PDF notes, the test, the classes, everything will be provided to you. So without wasting your time, just go to the link which is given in the description box, click on that link and be the part of this batch. This batch is very important for your NEET 2025 preparation. It will keep you on track, bache. You will see the level of competition there, right? Even you will see your test results right now onwards, and you will be highly motivated because your teachers are never going to get derailed, right? Okay, so your teachers will motivate you people to, you know, follow that routine, right, to maintain that rhythm, and trust me, you will crack your NEET examination. So see you all in my batch soon. So we'll update about the schedule of the next class also soon. So till then, do revise it, make sure you make the notes, and do not forget to follow the NCERT. And bache, on the channel itself, right, I posted the video about the most important books for NEET. Okay, so you can, okay, so you guys can see that video also, right, the most important books for your NEET 2025 preparation. So till then, take care, bye bye, thank you so much guys. We'll share the PDF in our official Telegram